Kyle Busch elects the inside lane against Jeff Gordon, and I'm a little surprised by that because on the last restart, Carl started on the bottom. Kyle took off and took the lead from the outside.
You know, it was interesting. Carl picked the bottom. I'm like you, Mike. I thought all the leaders would take the high side. Carl almost wound up in the infield. He spun his tires so bad. So it'll be interesting to see Mr. Restart, Darrell, the guy you say doesn't do it any better. Can he get one of those restarts down on the bottom this time?
Well, that's his plan, to be ahead of everybody when he gets to the corner. Therefore, you would want the bottom.
Well, while our booth analysts change their tachometers to a higher chip, we're going to crank it up for you on this restart as Speed presents the NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race. 77 laps complete, coming to 78. That'll be 12 laps to the final competition caution of the night. As the pace car hits pit road, let's crank it up for the restart.
All right, be ready. Ready, almost there. He's going.
Complete, 20 to go. Kurt Busch trying to make something happen, trying to be Mr. Don't Count Me Out from 7th place after being a lap down.
Mike, I told you I was all up on the chip, and then you go play all that audio of all those motors flying like that. Man, that's exciting. Do we win some sort of award for that audio?
Not yes, as a matter of fact.
We did. Freddie,
you're the man.
A Sports Emmy for outstanding live event audio.
Oh, 22 just smacked the fence off turn 4. No, he didn't. He didn't hit it. Watch this. So I mean, it was close.
No, but he almost got in the back of David Rudiman.
Well,
there.
I don't think he was too happy with Rudiman for moving up on him.
I think he's on a mission, boys.
And Rudiman's lucky he made it down the front straightaway.
Watch this. He's up on the outside, loses nose on air on the nose. Back in will slip around just so slightly, and I don't think he ever touched it.
And you know who capitalized? That purple car, Matt Kenseth. In the 17, went past Busch, now goes to work on Rudiman. But Kenseth's got a long way to go from 8th place. He's 4 seconds back of the lead.
Lord Almighty, my temperature's rising. It's burning through to my soul. Can't you just feel it? I mean, don't you feel the pressure building, the intensity?
I'm gonna have to tell Brad Paisley, ask him not to let you in any more videos of his. Although that was pretty cool.
It was. That's fun.
Here comes Carl. Carl Edwards going after Kyle Busch, who gives him room on the inside. Entering turn 1.
Yeah, but
Still there.
watch this off 2 over
Still
there.
out there.
Man, that's a hard pass to make, especially on older tires like Carl's got.
Just stay patient. Pick him apart.
Pick him up.
5 laps to go when they come back.
Come on, man.
To the lap 90 caution. Only one past winner of the Sprint All-Star Race in the top 5, and that's Tony Stewart in 4th. Denny Hamlin has climbed to 5th.
Wouldn't count that 11.
Uh-oh, got a little tight, the 18 did. Ran up the hill and then gave Carl a run down on the bottom.
Carl ought to be able to pass him this time down there in 3 and 4. Get that bottom going here.
Wow, look at Edwards pack it into the corner.
Clear by 2.
And a new leader, Carl Edwards.
That's it. Good work.
That's it.
I told you to pick him apart.
Pick him apart. You got him.
Fifth place, Denny Hamlin. Sixth, Jeff Gordon. Seventh, David Rudiman. Kenseth is eighth, and Johnson and Newman the top 10.
That 17 car, Matt Kenseth, is strong. He lost his track position, but if he could ever get it back, he might have a run at these guys.
Got a pretty good pit crew to help him do it.
Taking a long way around.
A lot of grip up high, man.
Look at that momentum. He's going to dive to the bottom, try to make a run on Rudiman. He just used that shot off turn 4 to drive to the bottom.
Seventh place. Seventh for Kenseth.
Put the slingshot on him.
Jimmy Johnson got him 4 tires, and he's the old Jimmy Johnson again, just driving back toward the front.
Yeah, that car, they live on 4 tires. I was shocked when they took 2 in that next to last stop. They're back like they need to be now.
But Johnson is ninth with 12 laps to go.
It's fixing to be 10th. I mean, excuse me, 8th.
Fixing to be.
Is.
2 laps to the final competition caution of the night. And up front, crew chief Bob Osborne said it's all about track position, and they are P1 with a lap and a half to the caution.
How about those Goodyear tires? He just didn't even never get any left ones.
Well, remember I told you this is a Darlington tire, and that thing held on at Darlington, and you know how hard that joint is on tires. So this place here, these tires are really sticking, and the track's got a lot of grip in it. Just don't know about tires. I don't think Carl's going to need any tires.
Remember that in the showdown earlier tonight, David Reagan and Brad Keselowski transferred to the All-Star race and did not take tires in those 40 laps.
Bob Osborne, all the crew chiefs on pit road were watching to see what these teams did and how the cars reacted.
Kenseth trying to get Jeff Gordon and move up into the top half dozen.
Boy, Jeff Gordon's car really fell off, didn't it? He restarted up there in the second place, and he's steadily going back.
The yellow flag waves with 10 laps to go.
Just think, only 10 laps to go, Michael.
And Brad Keselowski gets another free pass. Now he's only 1 lap down.
This could be the best 10 laps of the year. I mean, this thing is set up to where we've got the stars at the front, and they're going to dangle $1 million in front of them, boys, and say, run 2 laps and go get it.
Well, you got the Cat leading this. I think it's the fastest car, 99. You got the best restarter in the business in the 18. You got the best wheelman running 3rd. And you got a Cat lurking back here, Tony Stewart, who might want to make himself a nice birthday present.
Carl Edwards has already banked $150,000 in sprint bonus money.
And he is going to wear poor old Brett's car out.
Hi, Brett. Look at Brett smile.
He just smiles away.
It's now the Camry Hybrid, Camry Hybrid, as the pace car.
Well, get a little break here. Get a little time to think about this.
Now we're going to take the 10-minute break. You're right, Darrell. But when these cars come to pit road now under this caution for the break, tire changes are not allowed.
Right.
That will happen after everybody rolls back out behind the pace car. Then the pits will open again. You can make a stop for tires, and when you come back out, how you come back out is how you will restart the final segment.
And that's when it's going to get interesting. Because I believe there's some guys back in the field that might just stay out when they do that. And in 10 laps, you get very far back, you're done.
The field comes to pit road for what they hope will be the final time tonight. We'll be right back with speed coverage.
All right, guys, let's have some fun tonight. Can you see the TV? Yeah, it's actually not blinding.
That was another stellar stop. I'm sorry, guys, but I've just lost all composure on how to do anything right now.
Find a pace car. Stay out, stay out, stay out.
Go get us some pizza or something.
Great idea on a great night here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Now what happens next is after this 10-minute break, The field goes back out behind the pace car in the order they went in. When they come around turn 4, the pits open, and you must take on 4 tires. The order in which you leave pit road, that's the restart order. So let's get downstairs. Matt.
And catching up with Kyle Busch, he's 10 laps away from a big check, a special trophy, and a big check mark for the coach, Joe Gibbs, scoring his first All-Star win. What's your biggest concern over the final 10 laps, Kyle?
Just being able to get speed for 10 laps. You know, we've got it for about 5 or 6 or so, but Carl's car just keeps on turning. He's really, really good. So we'll see how it plays out and what kind of happens. You know, typically we see this is the most exciting segment of the night, and hopefully we're not a part of the excitement until the last lap. But, you know, there could be a few cautions, and it could play that way.
One big observation he made, Steve, that the 99 of Edwards could dive about 5 to 6 car lengths deeper in the corner than he could.
Well, Matt, let's check on Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy, the stop when you took 2 tires was a bit of an adventure, got you stuck back in traffic. What's your mindset now?
Yeah, you know, we lost some track position and pitted, and none of the other fast cars did up front, and lost some ground. I mean, we have a great car. I started deep in the pack, he drove up to the lead, and you know, going forward again right now, catching those guys. But with 10 laps to go, I don't know if I can get there. I'm going to try. We'll see what we can do, but just don't know what to expect here. And I don't want to tear the car up, but if I can get up there and see that front row, those front 2 guys, we're definitely going to put it on them.
All right, thank you, Jimmy. Let's go to Dick Berggren.
Carl Edwards is sitting in the car and talking to his crew chief and his engineers. This conversation has gone on since he parked the car. The decision as to what to do about this car is absolutely critical. They have not touched the car yet. Matt?
And Jeff Gordon, Dick, just putting his helmet back on. And Jeff, what do you need to do to this race car to get yourself another All-Star trophy?
Well, first I got to restart. I just completely messed up that restart. These guys in this DuPont Chevrolet have been awesome. They have given me a heck of a race car, and I got a great restart the time before that, and that one, you know, I just spun the tires. But the car is awesome, especially when we got up there in clean air. We got to roll, you know, the corner a little bit better when the car lands, so that's what we're going to try to do here with the minimal amount of adjustments we can make. But I feel confident we can get back up there. Plus, there's still a lot of stuff that's going to happen in 10 laps.
All right, what adjustments, Jeff, were you looking at most that might help this 24 car?
You have to ask that guy.
Alan Gustafson, the crew chief. Dick?
Carl Edwards, so far so good. That was a long conversation. What are we going to do for the last 10 laps?
I can't tell you that, Dick.
Well, what are you going to do for the next 10 laps? How are you going to play it?
I'm going to go out here and have some fun. To be honest with you, I'm kind of nervous.
Why?
I want to win this $1 million. I want to win this thing. It's not like I lose $1 million if we lose, but man, it just feels so good to run up front. You know, we got this Aflac now hiring Ford up front, and that's something different for me in this All-Star race, to run this well. So I just got to go out there, shake it off, and go race, man. I think it's going to be a heck of a race.
Good luck. Steve?
Denny Hamlin tightening the belts right now. Dick, Denny, what is your mindset heading out for this last 10 laps? How do you approach it?
Well, this is about where we were last year. I think we might have been 4th, but now we're going to see what this #1 pit stall is all about. We need about 2 or 3 spots right here. If we do that, we're going to have a shot at winning this.
Good luck.
I'm glad we found somebody else nervous. Me and Carl.
Yeah, but don't you love that honesty from Carl?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a tough guy. We know that. I'm a little nervous.
He's a little bit nervous. So Edwards is the leader. We don't know yet how they'll restart. That'll depend on the 4-tire mandatory change. But the top 5, Edwards, Busch, Biffle, Stewart, Hamlin, and then Gordon.
Right. You know, before we went to break, I said I'd stay out. That'd be a winning move if you could do it.
If you could, yes.
That's probably why you can't do it, Daryl.
That was my first thought. I'm going to win this. I'm going to stay out.
And, you know, Denny alluded to something really key. They won the pit crew challenge the other night, gave him that #1 pit box. If he can pick a couple guys off on pit road, his team performed like it did Thursday night, then he might be the guy that you had to look at to win the race.
Well, Larry, Jeff, we've said it's all about the driver, but when they roll out behind the pace car, once again, it's going to be all about the pit crew, and they could get their driver a position from which to win.